Good Saturday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Saturday. Starting off, what is going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Absolutely nothing for the most part for a lot of areas, but there is some rainfall going on right now. We have some rainfall going on stretching all the way from the Petey areas over throughout Holly Hill, Barnwell, Bamberg, Kingstree. Also, some rainfall over here near Greenwood and Whitmer, as well as over here near Iva as well. So there is stuff going on, but for the majority of us, we are dry right now. The majority of us are dry, even though a good amount of us are probably getting some rainfall. What's going on in terms of the entire U.S.? We have rainfall going on throughout the deep south, southeast, going on in the mid-Atlantic as well. Some snowfall going on in Michigan, the UP in Michigan, as well as over here in Illinois, Missouri, Kansas. Rainfall and snowfall going on up here in the Pacific Northwest, and maybe even some snowfall going on in like New York as well. Now for your cloud cover for the most part seems like we are mostly cloudy. We do have some clear spots going on, that was expected, and that will continue as we continue to go throughout our future cloud cover. Going and push this forward all the way throughout. We go all the way to 12 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, going all the way to 2 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, just continuing to push this forward. You can see we have cloud cover. We have some clear spots, obviously. But you continue to push this forward. Cloud cover still seems to remain consistent and just kind of just seems to stay as we go all the way throughout into tomorrow. Now, what about for our live temperatures? What's currently going on? Well, right now we have around 72 in Somerville. We also have around a good 68 in Charleston, 70 Beaufort, as well as 68 in Georgetown, 69 in Orangeburg, and 60 in Myrtle Beach, 66 in Conway, as well as 62 in Sumter, 60 Columbia, 65 in Aiken, as well as 57 in Newberry, 56 in Spartanburg, as well as 55 in Greenville, 56 in Clemson, and 56 in Gaffney, 55 York and Rock Hill. Look at this cold air that kind of splits in between, like the low country from 72 in Somerville all the way up to 55 in Greenville. It's a huge difference that you can see there. Now, what about for your air quality? For the most part, most of us are trying to stay in the good category, but a lot of us are inside that moderate category. Not bad, pretty normal, just in between good and unhealthy for sensitive groups. Areas like the low country, over there near Augusta, Columbia, Florence, all these areas. High temperatures for today, you have around a good 63 in Spartanburg, 64 in Greenville, as well as Anderson, 63 in Winsboro, and 65 in Camden, 67 in Columbia, 66 in Kingstree, in Aiken, 68 Orangeburg, and 62 in Myrtle Beach, 66 in Georgetown, and 71 in Moncks Corner, 70 Charleston, 75 in Walterboro. Winds for today, for the most part, going to be a bit breezy today. We're going to, let me go in and, because I think this actually might be the wrong one. Yes, it is. So I actually do take that back. It's not going to be as breezy today. Let me go in and get them saved up. Here's the one for today. That was the one from yesterday that I was showing. But yeah, not too bad. Around like 3 to around 5-ish miles per hour up there in the upstate. Maybe around 5 to 10-ish for a lot of areas. And then if you go to your wind gust will be going all the way from 10 miles an hour all the way up to around 15, 20-ish miles per hour today. Rainfall, a good amount could fall. You see around like a half an inch all the way to like an inch going on from like Moncks Corner to Barnwell, and then maybe even a quarter of an inch to a half an inch, over for areas like Aiken, near Orangeburg, near Kingstree, near Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, near Charleston, and near Houghton Island, and then maybe even a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch goes on for Anderson, for Lawrence, for Rock Hill, all the way up into Girard, Dillon, and all of these areas. Florence is included, Sumter's included. So rainfall, a good amount, definitely more expected inside like the northern low country and the southern midland areas more than anything, where that half an inch to an inch is. So definitely watch out for that as we go throughout the next 24 hours. Crazy score, we're at a 36. Why? Well, moderate rainfall, storms are definitely going to be a possibility, and then also wind's not going to be too much there, but, cloud cover, rain, storms. Those are the main ingredients as to why we're at this 36. And honestly, I think it could be even higher to be inside the strong category, because strong storms are possible too. With that marginal risk of severe weather, what am I talking about? Well, Marginal risk of severe weather for today, Saturday, February the 21st, 2026. What are the hazards? The hazards, for the most part, is really just tornadoes, hail, and then also just damaging winds. You're going to see those damaging winds potentially isolated 40 to 60 miles per hour. You usually have like a low tornado risk, not that bad, but a weak tornado or two is possible. And then also, you also will see that there for some small to maybe even isolated large hail. We were talking about that into all the way throughout into the day before, but then they got rid of it yesterday. But then they added the hail threat back today, so we'll see what happens there. Fire weather, nothing there. Excessive rainfall, nothing there. So let's go on and look now at the models now. So time is at the bottom part of your screen, and pretty much it's going to be the same thing. We're going to go through this relatively quickly. 9 o'clock all the way to 10 o'clock. You see shower and moderate activity going on from the upstate to the PD areas to the low country as well. You move forward all the way to 12 o'clock p.m., 1 o'clock p.m., going even into around 2 o'clock p.m. You have shower and downpour activity going on from the Midlands to the low country to the PD, Grand Strand areas. And it really gets going. But one thing that you're looking at is that heavy rainfall in the low country. That's where those severe storms may be. 1, 2, 3 p.m., maybe even to 4 p.m. ish or so. You're watching for those severe storms. And even as you go into 2, 3 o'clock p.m., look at this rainfall starting to kind of come together. Southern Midlands, PD areas, Grand Strand areas, really starting to come together in terms of rainfall activity. Go all the way to 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and then at that time, you really just are watching this thing trying to exit its way off the coast. But more rainfall will be back as you go into like late tonight, going into early tomorrow morning. And we'll talk about that tonight, if I'll even be back tonight. But for the most part, severe storm timing, 1 p.m. through to around 4, maybe 5-ish p.m. That's the severe storm timing right there. Everybody else, just watch for some rainfall. A good amount, especially, like I said, if you're in that low country area. But that's all that I have to say. Make sure that if you've not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Also, make sure that you go and hit the subscribe button. We're at 706, trying to get to 800. And also hit the share button. Share with your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, people that you don't even talk to, because it's free and it helps the channel grow. I will be back hopefully tonight. I don't know if I'll be back tonight. I'll put out a message saying if I'm not back or not, or if I'm back or not. And that's about all. So check the community tab, and I will be back either tonight or tomorrow morning for your Sunday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. And make sure all of your plans are in place just in case you get that severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, whatever it may be. Hit those 2 buttons before you leave if you're new.